Harley Benton has finally met its match, and the guitar snobs are about to have a full-blown meltdown. The good news, if you're an aspiring rock musician or even a full-time professional, you don't have to sell a kidney to get a killer guitar. The bad news, if you're a collector, an aficionado, or a professional guitar fart huffer, you're gonna need some very creative excuses to justify your overpriced gear. Yeah, keep telling yourself that it inspires you to play better. I'm sure someone out there will finally believe that load of crap. That is, once you write a song that somebody wants to listen to more than once. Because when it comes to great guitars that don't cost a fortune, you could buy 3 of these for the price of 1 set of pickups from Gibson. Harley Benton, you got some competition. Hey there, I'm Glenn Fricker, and I love showing off great gear that delivers the goods without costing a fortune. Guitars, amps, cabinets, mics, studio gear, you name it. And you know what? It drives the gear snobs absolutely insane. So what do I get for all that effort? A standing ovation? A Lifetime Achievement Award? 1 million subscribers on YouTube? Of course not. This is the internet, where somehow asking a guitar player to provide recorded evidence to validate his claims is seen as a personal attack. So, of course, I got this absolute masterpiece in the comment section the other day, courtesy of an electrical engineer who, according to him, graduated at the top of his class.
It's sad what happens in the music industry nowadays. You YouTubers have ruined almost everything. You lure people into boutique things, which are often bad but expensive, and people apparently think expensive means good. Plus, obviously, you don't care that fewer and fewer people play guitars. You brainwash kids into thinking they need $10,000 worth of equipment to sound good at a pub or a gig. The worst part is that you are not an expert in electronics, and I haven't seen a single popular YouTuber educated in electronics or acoustics. But you are masters at deceiving people, and that's all the credit to you. Bravo!
I've always said that there's no such thing as a stupid question, but there are plenty of stupid statements. And Shit for Brains here just added another first place trophy to his long list of achievements, because that might be the stupidest comment I've ever read on this channel. When in the fuck have I ever said that you need 10 grand in gear to sound good? I've done numerous videos on amazing guitars, all for under 500 bucks, and even showed you how to dial in a Valve King to sound exactly like a Soldano. And I backed it up with frequency response graphs. Great observation skills there, Mr. Electrical Engineer. I only hope that one day your work will finally pass a safety test. But he is right about one thing. I am not an expert, and thank Crom for that, because experts suck. They spend their time gatekeeping instead of actually helping people find great gear. And if that's what makes an expert, then I'll proudly stay an idiot. And everybody out there that I'm supposedly brainwashing, buckle up, because today you're gonna get double reverse brainwashed as I lure you into the idea of saving a small fortune on a brand new guitar. When it comes to affordable guitars, the undisputed champ is Harley Benton, and I've shown numerous models on here over the years. The most of them have been pretty damn good. Some have even been truly awesome, like this Goto series double cut in Pelham Blue. It cost a whopping $269 and is one of my absolute favorites here in the studio. So what did Harley Benton do? They discontinued it. But they've also offered up some absolute duds like the Active series. The offset model was absolute dog shit. Yeah. This is dog shit! And the Victory? Well, it was a complete and total failure. Harley Benton, it's a bit like playing Russian roulette with your wallet. You might hit the jackpot, or you might wind up with a complete piece of shit. And Thoman's return process might not be the most convenient either, as I've been reading in the comments some mixed reviews, and it's probably an area where they need to step things up just a little bit. And of course, the biggest obstacle, location. Thomann ships Harley Benton from Europe, so of course it's going to take time to receive the instrument. And if you're in North America, there's taxes, import fees, and other ways your government will extract its pound of flesh from you. Just remember, guys, it's part of the experience.
We have ways of making you pay. Yes, for sure.
But what if I told you there's another option? One where you don't have to pretend that getting gouged by import fees is some kind of badge of honor. Because let's be real, there's nothing prestigious about paying extra just to wait longer for your guitar to arrive. There's an option out there where you can get a guitar price similar to what Harley Benton charges. One where the company ships from the US, offers a 1-year warranty if you get a dud, and unlike Thomann, won't leave you hanging with a complicated return process. And if you're US based, they'll even cover the shipping for your return, making it a hell of a lot more convenient. If you're sick of waiting forever for your Harley Benton or feeling like an international smuggler just to get a good deal, Meet Guitar Fetish. Let's see what they can do for only $309. And here it is. Now, over the last few weeks, more than a few people have been insisting that the sound is in the hands, and I gotta admit, I can really see their point. Wow, just listen to that pure tonewood majesty. It's rich, it's resonant, and it's deeply inspiring. Wow. It's like this guitar has the perfect blend of warmth and articulation. It's truly the holy grail. Hold on a second here. I don't think this is quite the distortion I'm looking for. Turns out there might be more to this guitar tone thing than just using your hands. Now, the model here is the Steve Brown Showroom Series, and if you're wondering who the hell is Steve Brown, well, he's the guitar player from Trickster. Now, if you're wondering who the hell is Trickster, well, in the late 80s, they were kind of like the Kmart Bon Jovi, and were also the youngest hard rock band to ever get signed. Thrash kids like me weren't exactly gigantic fans of their broad pop metal, not because they couldn't play guitar, they could. Not because they couldn't write songs. They could do that too. To be completely honest, it was mostly because they got laid way more than we ever did. Now, one test I make sure I give guitars is the neck dive test. This is critical if you're playing on stage. As you can see, I've already got a strap on, so let's see what I can do. Wow. You know, when I pulled this out of the box, I thought this was going to be neck heavy, but honestly, this is just about as perfectly balanced as you can ask for. And if you're wondering about clean tones, yep, you can do those too. Now, I never actually planned on shooting this part of the video, but I'm just sitting here playing the guitar and I'm just having way too much fun with it. Single chain here is the Bad Cat Lynx. That's going into my vintage 77 blackbacks in the Happy Cab. Those are custom made in LA. One of my absolute favorite guitar cabinets ever. Go check them out. They're seriously awesome people. We're going into the Neve on a couple of SM57s, getting blended on the board. And then we're going through the world's greatest reverb and delay unit right now, as you can hear. Oh, it's just so luscious. I got a video on that one coming up on my Best Gear Ever series. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss that one. It is just fucking unreal. But I am just having so much fun playing this guitar, and that's the one thing I think really makes or breaks a guitar is, do you enjoy playing it? And I gotta say, I really enjoy playing this. I can't believe this is only $300. This thing just rips. So let's find out the truth here. Does Steve Brown's guitar actually kick ass, or is this just going to be another forgotten relic of the hair metal era, much like Diamond Rex, Kick Axe, or Halloween? Let's give this guitar the Spectre sound. For packaging, I gotta give it 4 stars. I wasn't expecting a hard shell case at this price point, but here we are. It's not the best case I've ever seen, but the fact we even get one's pretty amazing. But this does add about $105 to the total value, but it makes it an insane deal for a guitar under $500. Shipping is straightforward. You got your box, your bubble wrap, and most importantly, the guitar arrived in good working order. And UPS didn't even add any speed holes to the box. Will miracles never cease? Now for setup, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Right out of the case, the intonation's solid, there's no weird fret buzz, and it's pretty much ready to go. Now the only minor issue is the action's a tiny bit on the high side on the lower strings up here. It's nothing disastrous, but it's enough that I'm gonna have to break out the Allen key for a quick adjustment. Again, this is all kind of a personal taste thing. Some guys nail it, some guys are pretty damn close. This one's pretty damn close. And for a sub $500 guitar though, this is much better than expected and far better than what I got with that Harley Benton Victory. Now for fit and finish, I'm only gonna give it 2 stars. I hate to bitch about a guitar that's this affordable, but there is fret creep up and down the entire neck, this side here, and this side as well. Now that's a classic sign of the wood shrinking after the frets have been installed. And while it's probably a 2-minute fix with my sanding block, it's something that shouldn't be my problem. Considering that these guitars ship from Florida, it might be a good idea for them to hire somebody to check these over before they go out the door. An extra minute or 2 with sanding block would go a long way to increasing customer satisfaction. Oh, and there is a very, very minor dent in the finish right in here. I'm not even sure if you can see it. I'll see if I can get a close up here. It's not exactly what I would call a deal breaker, especially when the guitar is only $300. And to be honest with you, it's still in better shape than what I got from Gibson with their Mustaine V that I paid $2,800 for. So there is that. Now for components, 3 stars. There's nothing special here, and that's totally fine. The tuner's tune, the bridge holds the strings, and the humbucking pickups are wires wrapped around magnets, just like every other humbucker in existence. There's no frills, no gimmicks, it's just functional. And at this price point, I wasn't expecting locking tuners or boutique pickups, and I didn't get them. But I do really like the fact that they put the truss rod access at the base of the neck. I wish more guitars came like this because it makes my job of adjusting that much easier. Overall, 3.25 stars. The fret creep is a real disappointment. It's not horrendous, but it's annoying enough that no kid buying their first guitar should have to fix it. That being said, there is a serious fun factor to this guitar. It really reminds me of the old Charvel San Dimas that everybody in the 80s hairspray bands used to play back in the day. It's got that same style and feel, but minus the gigantic price tag. There is a lot going right with this guitar, but it could have been a home run if they just spent an extra minute or 2 on the frets before they sent it out. I'm really hoping Guitar Fetish can get that sorted out, because if they do, this guitar will be an absolute winner. This guitar proves that you do not need to spend a crap ton of money to get a great instrument these days. At only $309, it's got everything you need to get the job done. And if you're a gigging musician, taking this on stage makes a lot of sense. That way, if your instrument is lost or damaged, it won't be a gigantic financial hit. Now, for all you cork-sniffing guitar collectors out there clutching your $5,000 museum pieces in horror at the mere notion of a $309 guitar, keep this in mind. Once upon a time, a kid from Pasadena walked into Sunset Sound in Hollywood and recorded the greatest guitar solo of all time. He didn't play it on a Gibson Murphy Lab or a PRS private stock. He recorded it with a guitar that he paid about $200 for, and he changed the face of rock music forever. Harley Benton has finally met its... Great observation there! Fuck! Ah! No!